Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Vallabha Girdharadhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Vallabha Girdharadhari.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. 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 Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Radha Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan. Jaya Jagannath Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan. Jaya Gaura Nidai Gaura Nidai Gauranitai Jai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jai Gauranitai Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Jai Om Vishnupada Brahma Saparvajikacharya Stuta Shishmana Bhaicharanagadi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Brahma Saparvajikacharya Stuta Shishmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नमस्कार श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय द्वारका धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Shri Guru and Gauranga Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakam Chakshurunnitam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashyatya Deshatharani. Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all in this session of Bhagavad Gita discourse. So we are doing chapter 4. So a small, just quickly, whatever we have discussed as of now. Can anybody recall this? What is the name of this chapter? Transcendental knowledge. What is the meaning of transcendental knowledge? What does it mean? What is transcendental knowledge?
One is worldly knowledge.
Which is beyond the
Yes.
world.
Yes. One is worldly knowledge, material knowledge. And one is a spiritual knowledge. So material knowledge, which is related to this material world. And a spiritual knowledge, which is beyond this material world. And what is that? Beyond material world? Beyond this material world.
To understand the God.
Yes. Understanding about God, about self, about relationship between self and super self, soul and super soul. That is a spiritual understanding about a spiritual world. This is called transcendental knowledge. So in this chapter, we are just trying to understand this. Our real identity, our true self, we have already studied in chapter 2, that is soul. And now in this transcendental knowledge, in this chapter, Krishna is going to speak about the reason why he is appearing in this material world. So this knowledge, transcendental knowledge, it is coming to us through disciplic succession. And this knowledge was given to whom first? Krishna said,
Sun God.
Sun God Vivashvan. So this knowledge of about the science of Supreme, this was given first to Sun God Vivashvan. And Vivashvan, he gave it to his son, Ikshvaku. And then Ikshvaku gave it to Manu, the father of mankind. So this is disciplic succession coming down to us. So this system was broken in between. And then Krishna is re-establishing that chain of disciplic succession. So giving this knowledge to Arjuna. And through Arjuna, this knowledge is given to us. Right? So this is the disciplic succession. And then Arjuna, he was surprised to know about it. He asked this question, how come you gave this knowledge to Sun God Vivashvan? Because I know you are my contemporary. Sun God is very senior to you. It doesn't mean that Arjuna was not aware of. Arjuna was very much aware who Krishna is. Krishna is not an ordinary person. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But just for our clarification, because people in this material world, they think Krishna just like them. They think, okay, Krishna is like me only. Maybe some supernatural power is there. Maybe some more power. He is having more power. But he is like us only. But, so just to make it clear that Krishna is not an ordinary person. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna inquired this, so that Krishna himself should clarify this. And then he said, Ajo api san navyayatma, bhutanam ishwaropi san. That I'm unborn. Unborn. And prakritim swam adhishthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. I appear in this material world by my own eternal potency. Like we are bound to take birth in this material world because of our karmas, because of our, by the force of this material nature. We are bound. Whatever kind of karma we do, accordingly we get birth in next life. But Krishna is not bound with this material world, or with the material nature, the three modes of material nature. Krishna is not bound. He appears in this material world by his own will. Whenever he wants, he appears. And that's why he's saying why, and why he appeared, that also he explained. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samstharpanaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna is God. He appears by his own potency, spiritual energy, by his own will in this material world. And the purpose to appear in this material world is to re-establish dharma. What is dharma? Dharma means dharmam tu sakshat Bhagavad pranitam, the words of God. So rules and regulations. So that is to re-establish the religion and to protect his devotees. That is his business. And Krishna, just to fulfill this purpose, he appears in different ages, in different times, and in different forms. Nana avatar aprotu. So Nana avatar means he is taking different incarnations. So if you categorize all the incarnations, there are 6 categories. We'll not go in detail, just to understand. When you go in Srimad Bhagavatam, you study in detail different incarnations. But all these different incarnations, millions of incarnations are there. And all these different incarnations can be categorized in 6. So one is Purusha avatar, to create this cosmic manifestation. So Purusha avatar is one. And even in Purusha avatar, there is different categories of Vishnu. Mahavishnu, we know Karanodakshay Vishnu, or Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. This is one category. And then Shakti Avesh avatar. Even before that, Guna avatar. Guna avatar, Lord appears in the form of when in the form of like Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. These are technical things, but I'm just giving you an overview. So, Guna Avatar, to manage the activities of this material world, creation, and maintenance and annihilation. So, Lord Brahma is responsible for creation of this material world, and Vishnu is maintaining this material world, and Lord Shiva is responsible for annihilation of this material world. So this is second category, Guna Avatar. Similarly, there is a Manvantar Avatar in different times. Manvantar, again, a period of Manu. One, you can say, like we have in our Indian government, we have Prime Minister. So Prime Minister, there's a fixed period, 5 years, right? So 5 years, that period. Similarly, Manu, they have a particular specific period of time to manage this universal management. So that is called Manvantar. So similarly, Shakti Avesh Avatar, and then Leela Avatar, to perform different pastimes. Krishna appears in this material world. So the point here is, whatever incarnation is there, Shakti Avesh is like when he empowers some soul, some living entity, empowers with his special power. And so like you see big personalities like Srila Prabhupada is there, Jesus Christ, all these are empowered souls, not ordinary living beings, right? So they come with the same purpose, to re-establish religion. Big you see spiritual masters, what they do, they're simply doing the same activity which Krishna is doing, because they are representative of Krishna and they are doing the same job. So Krishna appeared for this purpose. And now Krishna is saying that one who knows this, one who knows about it, that Krishna's birth and his activity is not material, it is transcendental. He is liberated. He does not take birth in this material world again. Right? Knowing this point, that Krishna's birth is transcendental and Krishna's activity is transcendental, not material. So simply by knowing this, knowing means what? Now we got to know about it. This Krishna is not material. Krishna is transcendental. His activity is transcendental. His birth is transcendental. Understand why birth is transcendental? He is not taking birth like us. He is appearing by his own will. Wherever he wants, he appear. Whenever he wants, he appear. Like so, one who does so. This is transcendental. It's inconceivable to understand because we see everything from material perspective. But we are talking about Krishna, who is transcendental. So knowing this, we will be liberated. Because once you know about Krishna's transcendental nature, about his birth, about his activities, then what you will do, what we will do. If we know about Krishna, what we will do? We will
follow his.
Yes, when we know that, when we know about Krishna and we know about our relationship with Krishna, or we know that we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are also of the same nature, right? Krishna is also, he is not material, and being a part and parcel of Krishna, we are also not material. Are we material or spiritual?
Spiritual.
We are also spiritual, but at this point of time, because we are in this material world, we came to this material world, now we are covered with this consciousness, or we are encased in this material body. And because of our material consciousness or material mind, we think that we are this body. Otherwise, our real identity is not this body. Our real identity is we are a spiritual soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So like Krishna is transcendental, we are also transcendental. So when we know this, and we start acting in relationship with Krishna, then we also become transcendental. And that is what Krishna said in verse number 10, that Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Mad Maya Mamupashita Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Mad Bhavam Agata. So being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me. And thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Right? So once you know about Krishna, once you know about your relationship with Krishna, you become free from fear. You become free from attachment to this material world, raga, and bhaya. We become free from fear. Oh, that is already is. Yeah? Bhaya, krodha, anger. We become free from anger. Because what is that? Mam upashrita. Then we take shelter of Krishna. Taking shelter of Krishna means we develop our love for Krishna. And when we love Krishna, then automatically we become free from the material attachment. Right? And then, okay, in this why Krishna is saying this? Now he is telling Arjuna that there are many people, Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Bhuta Mad Bhava Magata. There are many people in past. Knowing this, they become free. They became free from the bondage of reactions. He is informing this. Why? Because he is just telling Arjuna that you should also follow their footsteps. Example, that many people, and in previous chapter we were discussing about, any example you know about? Some people like Janaka, King Janak, he gave example that many people followed this path. They, knowing me, they did their activities and they got liberated simply by performing their prescribed duties in relation to me. So you should also follow that path. Getting this point? When we know Krishna, when we know our relationship with Krishna, and we know the purpose of our life, a spiritual advancement, when we know that the material activities that is binding, right? So when we do activities in relation to Krishna, then we get liberated, right? So automatically we will follow the footsteps of all those people, or we will follow the teachings of Krishna. And that is what he is suggesting to Arjuna, that you should follow the footsteps of previous people who have already set example. Verse number 11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamsa tathaiva bhajamyam mam varma anuvartante manushya partha sarvasha. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. This is very important shloka. Let's try to understand it. So Krishna reciprocates with our endeavor. It's not that like people say that, no, that all path goes to the same destination, or whatever you do, finally you are reaching to Krishna. Yes? Manushya partha sarvasha. Mam vardma anuvartante manushya partha sarvasha. So first of all, I reward them accordingly. All surrender unto me. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So as much we take shelter of Krishna, or as much we dedicate to Krishna, that much Krishna reciprocate. It's a reciprocation, right? Sometimes people say that no, this is partiality, or Krishna, he is partial to his devotees. Do you think like this? If you see the activities, even in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, also you see so much partial Krishna is. Do you see?
That is why we are praying so that he is partial.
कर्म के हिसाब
Is he not partial?
He's not
Huh?
partial.
कर्म के हिसाब से ही
No, he is supposed to be partial. If you are taking his Sharan, then he has to be partial towards you. No, that is what
God
love
can be
is.
partial.
He is
No.
not
If he is
partial.
partial,
God-
then what is difference?
He is
between
not
us and him?
biased, but he is partial. I mean,
No,
he is
no.
not biased.
He is
but
not
he
partial.
He is not
Yes, he is
He cannot be partial.
true.
When
God
he
is
is
not,
like us,
not partial. Otherwise, yes, he is equal for all. Hmm? But he reciprocates.
just doing the
Huh?
justice.
Prabhupada giving many examples to understand it. Just like rainwater. Huh? It's raining or I mean
Or the sun.
the sun, we can see the sunlight is everywhere. No, it is for everyone. But if somebody is covering himself, maybe using umbrella or getting inside some cave or getting inside room, so that is not, that sun is partial. Sun is giving light to everyone. Similarly, Krishna is equal for everyone. But of course, who takes shelter of Krishna or who is devoted to Krishna, so that reciprocation is there.
So
It's
that
very
is a
natural.
Sort of partiality.
That is not partiality.
No, but listen. If I'm giving something to somebody, and
Yes.
if he's giving something in return to me, and वही एक और बंदा है जिसको वो कुछ नहीं दे रहा, वो इसी सेम पोजीशन में है. अगर मैं कुछ कर रही हूँ और मुझे कुछ मिल रहा है और सेम पोजीशन में दूसरा पर्सन है उसको कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है, naturally in a sense he is partial towards me because I am being devoted to him. He's giving me something, right?
No, yeah, that's.
And he's showering his special love on me, and that same love, वो
Yes.
special love उसके पास
Yes,
नहीं है,
Vishal
जैसे
Prabhu.
मेरा.
Even 9.29 he says that, right?
Hmm.
But whoever renders service unto me in devotion, I am friend to him, and devotion to is a friend is in me, and I'm also friend to him.
Yes.
And he's a friend to me. Naturally, there is some favorable treatment which comes with that.
Yes. Favorable means that's what we are trying to understand. What is partiality? Partiality and
He might not be biased, but he's partial.
no, yeah, partial here means that is very natural. Partiality is something when you do deliberately, but something which is very natural. So example is given like a teacher teaching so many students the same subject. But if some student very serious or taking more interest in education or he is very sincerely following the teacher, then it's very natural that the teacher will show more affection to that.
Yes, I mean,
Student.
it does not have a negative connotation,
Yes.
but it is, you get something special when you are
Yes.
giving some. So I mean that is also.
Yes.
He
So
is always
similarly,
giving special, we are not receiving it. That is the thing.
huh?
He is giving special, we are not
Very
receiving
nice.
it.
I mean, this is also a broad understanding.
Another thing
No?
is,
नहीं,
वो
नहीं,
सबको
I mean-
देख रहा है.
Let me just.
For example,
Reward for
some
the
example,
perfect.
God is equal.
नहीं, God सबको देख रहा है, नजर हम ही नहीं मिला रहे तो क्या करोगे आप?
Very nice. So
नजर
good
हम ही नहीं
understanding.
मिला रहे, वो तो सबको
God
देख
is
रहा है।
accepting everyone.
उसकी
There are
कृपा
people who are
सब
not
पे हो
accepting
रही है।
God.
अगर आप लेने को तैयार नहीं है तो आप क्या करोगे?
Yes, very true.
अगर आप किसी डिवोशन से कर रहे हो तो आप तैयार हो रहे हो उसको लेने के
नहीं,
लिए।
अगर आपके दो बच्चे हैं
हाँ।
और एक बच्चा आपसे ज्यादा प्यार करता है,
हाँ।
तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसको आप 2 सेब देंगे और दूसरे को 1 ही सेब देंगे. आपको दोनों को बराबर ही देना होगा. दूसरा आपको एक्सेप्ट करे चाहे ना करे.
तो वो ले ही नहीं रहा तो वो फिर कैसे लेगा वो?
That is the point. Let us understand because he is giving to
He
everyone.
is giving, you are not receiving
But
it.
Yes.
अब जो आदमी if I am giving you and you are acknowledging मेरे को मिल नहीं रहा तो आपका fault है ना, उसका fault थोड़ी है.
that's very nice to understand. Yeah. So point is, Krishna is giving us. Krishna is giving everyone in this purport. What Prabhupada is explaining, like Krishna is not partial. He is reciprocal. He reciprocates. He is giving everyone, equally. But who accept it? That is the matter. So like
अच्छी
in
चीजें सब एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं. किसको एसी नहीं चाहिए और किसको गाड़ी नहीं चाहिए.
no.
अगर भगवान घर के सामने ला के फरारी खड़ा कर देंगे, थोड़ी कोई बोलेगा कि मुझे नहीं चाहिए.
नहीं
यही
ऐसा
लेगा.
अच्छा बुरा तो आपने सोच के ऊपर ना
Yes. No, anyway, this point is important to understand because many people complain, blame that why he is getting, why I'm not getting like that. So we have to understand that Krishna reciprocates. He is not partial. He is even atheistic people. They are getting all facilities. They are not. Are they not? They are getting every facility. But of course, reciprocation is there. Like in yes, please.
I mean, it's from the Mahabharata when Duryodhan is almost unconquerable. Then Krishna kind of deceives
Yes.
his own mother that he should appear with some kind of clothing. Isn't that deception?
Yes.
So he's practicing deception in aid
Yes.
of
So many. That's what I
Arjun's
said.
victory.
In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, if you see so many incidents, and it will look like he is partial or he is giving some special attention to his devotees. So again, we're coming to the same point that it is not. This is not partiality. He gave every chance, even to Duryodhana also. He gave chance. It is all about reciprocation. That because Pandavas, they have taken shelter of Krishna, and because Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal, and he personally promised that he will protect his devotees. So this way he is showing or reciprocating through his devotees or to his devotees that see, even externally, which is looking something impartial or something which is not proper, but he is ready to do it for his devotees. So that is what we are saying, giving example that is very natural. He is giving opportunity to everyone. When Duryodhana and Arjuna both were there, they were there to take some facility from Krishna. So Krishna gave option to Duryodhana and Arjuna both, that whatever you want me, you want my army, you can take it. So Duryodhana, he just took the army of Krishna, Narayani Sena, and Arjuna, he asked for Krishna. So it's all about what we desire. Similarly, in this purport, Prabhupada is saying this, like in a spiritual world, we have relationship with Krishna. Somebody is playing a role of father, in Vatsalya mood, mother, father. Somebody is playing a role of friend with Krishna. Like Arjuna accepted Krishna as a friend. Similarly, somebody is accepting Krishna as master and serving as servant. So different relationship with Krishna is there, and Krishna is reciprocating accordingly. Somebody is playing as a lover, right? And in this material world, different categories of people are there. They are approaching Krishna. They are all approaching Krishna, but in different degrees. Now coming to this point, like there are people, they worship or their desire is to get merged in the Brahmajyoti, right? Brahmajyoti, what is that? Brahmajyoti is the bodily effulgence of Krishna. So, and they don't know about Krishna. They know just that Brahmajyoti, which is the light, which is effulgence of Krishna's body. So Krishna is giving them facility. Krishna is giving them intelligence to get merged into Brahmajyoti. Similarly, there are people who are worshipping Paramatma aspect. They don't know about Krishna, means the personality. They worship Krishna in the form of Paramatma, which is residing within our heart. So they get facility according to them, means whatever worship they are doing. Similarly, like devotees, they accept the personal form of Krishna, like we are there. We accept that Krishna is a personality. Only a personality can reciprocate. If some person only can reciprocate. So Krishna is a personality, a person. So, because we have accepted Krishna as person, so Krishna is reciprocating with us as a person. So it is all about different kinds of worshippers are there and different kinds of processes there. So they are all following some process to achieve some aspect of Krishna only. But like we said, Prabhupada gave example that if you go to a railway station and there are so many trains are there, and if you want to go, for example, you want to go to Mumbai, and do you have to board in train which is going to Mumbai? If you go and board to any of the train, Will it take it to you Mumbai or some other place? Huh?
Other place.
Maybe, means by chance if you sit in a train which is going to Mumbai, then you will reach to Mumbai. Otherwise, there is a probability that you will reach somewhere else. So different trains are there, and that is there are different destinations for that. So similarly, different kinds of worshippers are there, and they have different destinations. Right? So it's not that whatever we are doing and we will reach to Krishna. Of course, maybe while in this process, going here and there, and it will take a long time. Like Krishna is saying, Manushya Path Mam Vartma Anvardante Manushya Path Sarvasha. Everyone, directly, indirectly, they are following my path. It means that they are at different degrees are there, not reaching to the same destination, but they are approaching towards the same destination, but they are at different degrees. Like I gave you the example, like one who worshippers or the one who believes in Brahmajyoti, their final destination is to get merged in Brahmajyoti. And one who knows Paramatma or approaching Paramatma, they have darshan of the Paramatma. That is their final destination. But one who takes shelter of Krishna, worship Krishna. So Krishna is saying, there is to me, yanti devavrata devan, pitrin yanti pitrivita, bhutani yanti bhuteja, yanti madhyajinopi mam. So different categories of worshippers, they are reaching to the different destination. Worshippers of demigods, they reach to their planet. And worshippers of Pitra means ancestors. So they go to their planets. And similarly, Bhutani means the ghosts. They are worshippers of ghosts also. So they go to their planets. Yanti madhyajino vima. But who worship me, come to me. So this is what he is teaching, that as we dedicate, and similarly Krishna reciprocates with us. And ultimately, Krishna is the creator of all paths. He only has created all these different paths. And even in Bhagavad Gita, we will see all these different paths. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, all these different paths has been created by Krishna only. Right? And Krishna, he himself is saying that ultimately from wherever we are getting, now we'll come to this point, like there are many people, they worship demigods, which is coming next sloka. So a question may arise that if Krishna is the giver, if Krishna has created all these paths, Krishna is the ultimate giver, then why people go to different places, or why people worship different demigods? So Krishna is saying, Kamchata karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Getting the reason? Krishna is saying why people worship demigods? Because people have different material desire. Material desire means fruitive desire. Fruitive sakam karma. That whatever we do, we have some desire to get something. That is called fruitive desire. Desire for my personal enjoyment means that is sakam karma. So people with material desire, fruitive desire, they worship different kinds of demigods.
What is a demigod?
Demigod, let me come to this point. God, like Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is God. And there are many demigods like Indra, Varuna, Agni, Deva,
Departments.
different departmental heads, you can say. In this universal management, like Krishna is the director of this whole universal creation. He is the director. And there are different departmental heads. Like in our government, we have different departments. Irrigation department, fire department, right? And financial department. Similarly, in this universal management, there are different demigods with some power. Maybe like a Mother Saraswati, she is knowledge department, and Mother Lakshmi, she is financial department, and Mother Durga, she is home ministry. She is controlling this material world.
Chief of our Mr.
Huh?
Chief of our Mr.
Shakti.
Yes, Shakti. Huh? She is controlling this material world. Similarly, different demigods you see, demigods and and goddess. Huh? So demigods like Indra, he is responsible for the rain. Agni Dev, Vayu Dev. So these are all different demigods, and they are responsible for different activities, and they are working under direction of Krishna. Huh? They are working for the pleasure of Krishna. Aham adirhi devanam. Krishna will say in Bhagavad Gita, Aham adirhi devanam. Means all these demigods, I am the source. I am the source. And all these different demigods, they are always worshipping Krishna, Vishnu, by selected poems, poetries. So we know that these are all engaged in service. By the will of Krishna, they are engaged in different services. And they are, as per this shloka, that whatever desire we have, or what is mentioned that men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship demigods. That is one reason, right? We go to demigods because we have some desire. We go and ask for something. Give me money, give me good job, good wife, good husband. These are all material desires, right? So we go and ask or worship for some desire, some fruitive desire. And see the second point. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. So result of fruitive work, very quickly we get it. So nice, right? So when you approach demigods, you get your desire fulfilled very quickly. Is it good or bad? Whatever desire you have, you get it quickly. Krishna is saying, quickly you get it. Yes.
Fast food.
Not always, in some cases you don't.
No, of course, that is true.
If it is permanent, then
Because
it is
even if we ask, we have to understand that we pray, we ask,
That thing is
of course.
permanent.
Like, let's understand this point first.
सात साल के जीवन में 5 साल तक चल गया तो
No?
Permanent thing.
That what is the difference when we approach Krishna and when we approach demigods? We have desire, we go and ask from Krishna, and we go and ask from demigods. What is the difference?
It is just like to meet a prime minister and chief ministers, you know.
Huh?
Prime minister and chief minister.
Now that difference is clear.
Yeah.
That Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead.
So there all desire get
Desire is
fulfilled.
temporary.
Huh?
You go, all desire get fulfilled, you go beyond the desires.
When there is surrender,
Okay. Huh?
that is being close to Krishna. And when you are driven by material desires, you would obviously be going after these demigods.
This is one difference. First of all, we will understand why we are doing this. Why people are going to demigod worship? There is some material desire, fruitive
If you
desire.
don't have a material desire,
Huh?
and you just suppose that you are in a mood, and like it often happens with me. Sometimes I'm listening to Vaheguru, or sometimes being brought up in studied in a missionary school. So I still remember Jesus said, "I am
Yes.
the way for the truth and life."
Hmm.
So what is the difference? If you don't, you're just worshipping Almighty.
That is good. That is
so
good.
what is the basic difference?
Let's understand. Yes. We will understand this. This is very important subject matter. First of all, in general, principle, like Krishna is saying that people worship demigods because they have some material desire. Most of the time, people go with some material desire. So, first thing that whatever desire, material desire we have, if we approach demigods, of course, very quickly we get those desires fulfilled. That is one point Krishna is saying over here. But what is loss in it? Because that is material. They can fulfill your material desire. And any material achievement, that is
Temporary.
temporary. Right?
But the desire means if that got fulfilled, the new desire will come.
Yes.
Of course. All these are...
You will want a bigger desire for that. So that is
Yes.
all temporary. All material desires are temporary filled.
That is one
Permanent
thing.
solution is not there.
Very nice. I'm really thankful for you understanding all this subject. Now, second point. Because what happens when you work, when you approach, means even like you said, not every desire, right? Because again, the desire is being fulfilled because of your action also. You desire, but at the same time, your action also plays a big role in it. It's not that you don't have done any action and without action you're getting everything. Second thing, if you are worshipping or you're doing some prescribed duty, demigods, they are bound to give you result for that. Let me make it more easy. For example, if a boy or any, if you have 10 rupees, or a small boy having 10 rupees and going to a shop and asking for a cigarette, what do you say? What do you think? Means the shopkeeper will not give him? If he is paying 10 rupees and asking for a cigarette, shopkeeper will give or not?
Will give.
Why?
He's earning money.
He's earning money. He is not bothered about what is good for you, what is bad for you. Because you are paying 10 rupees and so he is bound to give you, he will give you cigarette. But
some may not give also.
maybe, I'm not talking about exceptions. But most of the time, because they are there to sell you, and whatever you are selling, right, he's selling, right? He's only concerned about money. So whoever is going, he will give. But if you go to your father and ask that give me money, I want a cigarette, what he will say?
No, he'll not give.
Shout at him.
He will not.
So Krishna is like our father. When you approach Krishna, Krishna will only give you those things which is really required to you, which will help you to advance. But when you approach demigods, they will not at all bother about. Like you see many examples, right? Many examples. Like Lord Shiva, when Vrikasura, we also know him as Bhashmasura, So he did austerities, he did tapasya. And because he did austerity, he was approaching Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva was bound to give him benediction. And what benediction he asked for? What boon? That, yes, if I touch anybody with my hands, or he will be burned into ashes. That was his desire. And after getting boon from Lord Shiva, he said, let me taste first on you only. He started chasing Lord Shiva only. That let me check the benediction you have given me, is it really working or not? So similar, so many incidents you will see. Lord Brahma, he gave benediction to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, he did such a great austerity that Lord Brahma was bound to give him benediction. And because he himself is not immortal, so he said, no, I cannot give you this. You ask for something else. And Hiranyakashipu, he was so intelligent. He said, just give me boon that, like neither in day nor in night, nor some animal, or so many conditions. He said, he was just playing some trick that, okay, if not this way, let me become immortal in a different way. So he gave so many conditions. And Lord Brahma said, okay. So all these different kinds of people, so whatever austerities they are doing, based on that, they approach demigods and they get benediction for that. But ultimately, that is temporary. Doesn't matter how much we get, that is temporary. This is the difference we should understand. But when we approach Krishna, Krishna gives us what is not temporary, which is permanent. And also, not only permanent, but approaching Krishna, even if we have, like Prabhupada is mentioning in Bhagavad, even if we have desire also, let's say for the time being, we have material desire also. We have material desire. Then what should we do? Then also we should approach Krishna. Akamo sarvakamo va moksha kama udarathi. Whatever kind of desire we have, either we have desire to get liberation, either we have some material desire to enjoy here in this material world, right? Or even if we are in liberated state, then also what we should do? We should take shelter of Krishna. That is always beneficial. So anyway, here he is saying that. And why he is saying? Because we were discussing that different kinds of people are there. Even they know that Krishna is the ultimate giver. He only gives. Even demigods, they give whatever they are giving by the permission of Krishna only. Like in other chapters we will hear about it. Ultimate first, because he is the supreme authority. Without his permission, even demigods cannot give.
ये मैं बोल रही थी, गवर्नमेंट मना करता है 10 साल के बच्चे को देने से, इसलिए शॉपकीपर मना करेगा, not because it's good, but because there is a
Yes.
directive from the government.
Right. Yeah, this is a very practical example. We can understand all this subject matter with the understanding the government system and all. So now, Krishna is saying next shloka, Chaturvarnam maya srishtam gudakarma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. All these shlokas requires detailed discussion. But as we have already discussed these subject matters again and again, so this is what Krishna is saying, that this Chatur Varna Maya Shrishtam. We know about different Varna and different Ashrama. What are those four Varnas? Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Banprastha and Sannyas. These are four Varnas. And Ashrama, like Brahmacharya, Ashram, Grihasthashram and Vanprastha and Sannyas. This is, sorry, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. That is Varna. And these are the four Ashrama. Ashrama means where they can practice a proper atmosphere or facility where they can practice particular, like Brahmachari, they can practice Brahmacharya. Being in this ashram, no? They can practice. So similarly, these system, this is what Krishna is saying, that according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, right? Guna karma, according to qualities, action, this division is there because people misunderstand it. They think, like in India, in Hindu culture, there is a caste system. So this caste system is, Krishna has created it, but not on the basis of birth, but it is on the basis of qualities, in the basis of yes, psychophysical nature. And this is for a perfect system. If we really implement it, like this, four classes of people are there in everywhere. In any of the organization you will find. Brahmana means intellectual class, decision makers, right? And Kshatriya means administrative class of people. And Vaishya means business class of. And Shudra means worker class, service class, right? So in today's time, if you see, most of us are in service class.
Basically, all of us are in service
class.
We are Shudras.
And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kalo Shudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga, most of us are in fourth category. But it's not that. Like Prabhupada is giving an example of this body. This body has also four divisions. Head is there, like Brahmana. Hands means Kshatriya. Belly means Vaishya, business class. And legs, Shudra, worker class. So if we see in this body, everything is very important. It's not that leg is not important, right? If we understand the true purpose, then we will see everything is, every part of this body is playing a big role. Similarly, in this Varnashram system, it's not that if somebody is like Shudra class, they are not, they are also very important for the society. They are also playing a very, very important role. So in this system, everybody is respected. Everybody is given responsibility based on their psychophysical nature. And that gives a better society. But somehow,
horizontal.
Yes, equality we talk about. Now in the name of equality, people have different understanding. They think, okay, even a worker class people, they should be given topmost responsibility or maybe position. In the name of reservation, what they are doing, even without qualification, just in the name, because somebody has taken birth in a low caste family and he is getting bigger position. So that is not the system Krishna created. Krishna created a system which was based on quality, based on their nature. Yes. So, and why he created this varnashram system? So that everybody, based on their psychophysical nature, they should perform their prescribed duty. And at the same time, why to perform prescribed duties?
Chaos हो जाएगा नहीं, the system नहीं होगा.
Of course, the chaos will be, that we can see. Why to perform prescribed duties? We have discussed this topic earlier.
Self-realization is.
Yes, the ultimate purpose is, if we follow the rules and regulations, then gradually we will advance. This whole system, this is called purificatory process. There are so many rules and regulations in varnashram system, and the purpose is our spiritual advancement, fulfilling our responsibilities towards each other, and at the same time gradually advancing, understanding that I'm soul, understanding that I'm part and parcel of Krishna, I'm spiritual. This is for the gradual development, right? Because at this stage everybody may not take it immediately or may not understand it. So this system, Krishna said, I developed this so that people gradually fulfilling their material desire, but in such a way that they should come to this stage. So this system, especially, this is called, it's not a spiritual system, it's a material system. We have some material desire, we have this body, we have some material desire, we have family. So we have to do some activity, we have to perform some duties, but we have to perform in such a way with rules and regulations so that we can gradually advance. Getting this point? It's not that remain at the same position always. It's not that.
Like Mahavir and Buddha,
Yes.
they were born in the warrior
Yes.
families,
Yes.
but they eventually went on to become very much like Brahman-like.
Yes. That is based on qualification. But Prabhupada gives so many simple examples to understand. Anybody taking birth in a doctor's family, will you call him a doctor? No. Without practicing or without having qualification, you cannot call him a doctor. So this is simple to understand, that anybody, maybe in a business family, like even if you say Hiranyakashipu, he's a demonic person. And where we see Prahlad Maharaj taking birth. So he was a divine person. It's all about qualities. So this is what Krishna is saying. He developed this because in this material world, different kinds of people are there. They have different desires, like material desire we are talking about. And because of those material desires, people approach different demigods to fulfill those material desires. And Krishna developed this system. Again, it is showing it is not partiality. Again, he is giving facility to all kinds of people. Whatever kinds of desire you have, you just follow that. System is there. But in such a way, so gradually you come to me. Gradually, the purpose is to develop this God consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. Varnashram Vibhagasha. What is that shloka? Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whatever varna and ashram we are, the supreme business or the ultimate business is to satisfy Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Haritoshanam means satisfying Krishna. So either we are in family life or we are in whatever duty, whatever job we are doing, we have to do in such a way so that we satisfy Krishna. Satisfying Krishna means following the rules and regulations what Krishna is giving us, right? So quickly, we will cover a few more shlokas. This point is clear. Krishna is not saying us to give up our job, our responsibility. When we say satisfying Krishna means like Arjuna is satisfying Krishna. Getting the point? He is not sitting idle. He is not sitting idle and worshipping only. Worshipping means what? Following the instruction. Following the instruction. So he is fighting for the pleasure of Krishna. So similarly, whatever responsibilities we have to do it. But the way Krishna is telling us. So first we have to understand what Krishna wants and how Krishna wants us to do our activities. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha iti mam yo vijanati karma vinas badhyate. Just hear attentively. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So, as there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong, or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly, the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of this material world. Is it clear? Like Lord has created this material world, he has created material energy, the rules and regulations like 3 modes of material nature, but he is unaffected. Just like here the example is given. The king, he does not come under the law. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are entangled in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. So we are living entities, we are jiva. When we come in this material world, we try to enjoy the material world or and we become entangled with the 3 modes of material nature. Sometimes in mode of goodness, sometimes in mode of passion, sometimes in mode of ignorance. So we are bound with these 3 modes. But Krishna is never. This material energy is Krishna's energy, and that energy is working under the direction of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada gives example like a jailer. He is in jail. What is the difference between the jailer and the or sometimes chief minister coming to jail just to visit, and people not knowing, maybe some the prisoners, they may think, oh, he is also here, he is like me only. Yes, he may think like, no, somebody not knowing about chief prime minister, he may think like, oh, he is also like one of us only. No? But he is not, he is just coming to visit over here. So Krishna also, he is the creator of this material world, and time to time he comes here. But he is not bound with the laws of the rules and regulations of that material world. He is free. And that's why he is saying that no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. This is the way of Krishna's work. Krishna is not working for some fruits, he is working out of love. He is coming here to attract his devotees, to get us, to free us from this entanglement. Out of love he is coming. We are part and parcel of Krishna. He loves us. Right? That's why he is coming again. Otherwise, why you think this? Somebody is in Golok Vrindavan. You see so nice atmosphere over there.
And
Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan Dham. And he's coming all the way from Vaikuntha to this material world. Temporary, full of suffering. This kind of world he is coming. He is coming for us. Right? But he is coming and he is doing everything out of love. And that's why he's saying that one who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So when we know that we are part and parcel of Krishna, right? We don't have anything in this material world. Nothing, means our business is not here. Somehow we have got entangled in this material world because of some material desire. Now we have to go home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada used to always say that, this is best use of bad bargain. What is best use of bad bargain? Bad bargain means somehow we came to this material world. This is not a place where, this is not our place. This is a foreign land. This is a foreign land. We are spiritual. Our land is spiritual. That is a spiritual world. Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha. But somehow we came to this material world. And now we have to utilize this life, this human form of life in such a way so that we can again go home, back to Godhead. Yes? So, how we can go? like Krishna is, when we know that Krishna is spiritual, nothing about material. So he is doing without any fruitive desire. And he's saying that one who knows about this truth. So we also know that we don't have to, means we have to work like Krishna is working. Or we have to work for Krishna without any fruitive desire. Because as long as we are having fruitive desires in this material world, then we are bound to take birth again and again to fulfill those desires. Evam gyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi kuru karma tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam. All the liberated souls in the ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Who? Liberated souls. All liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. That Krishna is transcendental. Yes. Untouched from this. Even he is in material world working, but he is not at all affected from the work, from the reactions of those work. Nothing. He is untouched, just like a lotus flower. Being in the mud of water, untouched from the water. Right? Similarly, somehow or other, we are in this material world, but we have to act in such a way that we are untouched from the material reactions. Is it? We have to be here in like that only. Means we have to come at a spiritual platform, transcendental platform. Right? So that is what all liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. How we have to perform duties? Following their footsteps. So Prabhupada is writing, there are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially free. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness so that others may follow their exemplary activity and thereby be benefited. Yes? Is it clear at this point? There are two classes of men, maybe materially, maybe means with lots of material desire, and maybe another kind of people liberated. Liberated means no material desire. Their only aspiration is Krishna. So these two kinds of people are there, and Krishna consciousness is best for both of them. Somebody who is having a still material desire, if he in association with Krishna and association with devotees, then definitely gradually that heart will become pure. Because we are in contact with Krishna and Krishna's devotees, gradually that heart will become pure. We will have a spiritual desire. And people who are already liberated, so like we studied in chapter 3 that even liberated people, they are working in Krishna consciousness for what? To set right example for others, like devotees. Krishna never recommended that you should give up your job, you should give up your responsibility. He said, immature renunciation is not good. That is pretending, mithyachara sauchyate. So one should not immaturely renounce, but one should work. One should perform his prescribed duties in such a way so that he can set example for others. So like devotees, they are also working, right? They are also working, they are also going office, they are doing their job, they are doing their business, but their way of working is different. They work for Krishna. That's the only difference. Devotees also working, non-devotees also working. Non-devotees, they work for their personal sense gratification, for their personal enjoyment. But devotees, they work for the pleasure of Krishna. So that is the only difference. So we have to follow the footsteps. Kim karma karmeti kavayopi atra mohita tatte karma pravakshami yagyatva moksha shubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Kim karma, kim akarmeti. What is karma? What is akarma? Kavayo api atra mohita. Kavayo means intelligent people. Even most intelligent people, they are bewildered. They sometimes do not understand what is action, what is inaction. Is it difficult to understand what is action? Anybody can know about it. What is action? Any activity.
When you believe you are the doer.
Yes, action means any activity. Inaction, not doing any activity. Is it very simple? Is it very difficult to understand? And Krishna is saying, Kavayo api yatra mohita. This understanding this action and inaction, even intelligent people get bewildered. No? Tatte karma pravakshami. Now I'm going to tell you that what is action. Yagyatva mokshasheya shubhat. Knowing which you will be liberated from all miseries, all misfortune. Are you ready to know about it? What is that? Yes. Yes. Yes, anyway. So, two, three slokas are there. Maybe initially I started talking about different incarnations, no? Otherwise, we would have covered a few more shlokas. But this is what, no? People take it very easily, very casual. Means they think, what is difficult in it? Understanding karma. I know, and you see, karma means people think that whatever you are doing, that is karma. And that is what literal meaning of this. Whatever you are doing, that is karma. Akarma means not doing anything. But here we have a different meaning. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmana, akarmanascha bodhavyam gehana karmano gati. Krishna is saying, the intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. These are the three categories of action. Karma, vikarma, and akarma. So, karma means prescribed duties, which is recommended by scriptures. This is what we should do. That is karma, prescribed duties. Not any activity, but prescribed duty, recommended by scriptures. We should do that. And vikarma, forbidden activities, like no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, no illicit relation. These are vikarma, not recommended by scriptures. Nishiddhacharya. And akarma. What is akarma? We have discussed it.
Without worrying about the
idling, sitting idling.
Sitting idling, that is one literal meaning, akarma. But here, akarma means
Negative activities.
yes.
Negative actions.
No, not negative action. Here, akarma, what Krishna is talking about, that is action which does not bring any kind of sinful reaction in your life. It's not about action, but the result. What kind of result we get? Sometimes we are just concerned with action. But more than that, intention behind that, and what kind of result we are getting. That is also, we have to understand. So, akarma means any action which does not bring any kind of sinful reaction in our life. Like karma, if you're doing good activities, karma means good activities, prescribed duties. So you get good result. And vikarma means forbidden activities. If you do that, you get sinful reaction for that. You suffer. So either good activities or bad activities. These are the two choices we have. Do we have any other choice? Either you do good activity or you do bad activity. And even akarma, if you take the literal meaning, let me not do anything. Because good karma, also you will get result. And you have to come here in this material world to enjoy or suffer. Right? Bad karma, you have to come and suffer. So what is the option to go out of this material world? Because in both of the situation, you're coming in this material world, you're taking birth, either you're enjoying or you're suffering, but you are in this material world. But our goal of life is to get out of this material world. Then what is the option left? Akarma. Akarma means we will do activities like Arjuna was doing his duty. He was performing his action. No, he was not inactive. And Krishna said in 3rd chapter, that is not at all possible. You cannot be inactive. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati karmakrit. Without doing activity, you cannot remain for a moment. Sharir yatra pichate na prasiddhyeta karmana. Even you cannot maintain your body without doing any activity. So activity is must. But how to do? In action. That is akarmana. Means, and we know that how.
कर्मण्यवाधिकार रास्ते इसी से होते हैं। एक है
That means
कर्मण्यवाधिकार।
इसका कर्मा का there is no reaction, neither sin nor
Yes.
no
Neither good nor bad. This is not.
Is there any action where there is no reaction? Because action means any thought is the action. So it has to have some result.
Yes. Now I'm this point, because we have already. Let me just clear it. Akarmana. We know. We have discussed so many times. Which action will not bring any reaction in your life? Any activity when you think, like you said, you think you are the doer. You are. Let me make it more simple, because doer concept again will take us to different things. Akarma means when we take action on behalf of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, then Krishna is responsible for that. We are not. I give you example many a times, like a soldier. He is killing so many people on border, enemies. He is killing, and for that killing, he is being awarded, isn't it? And the same person using the same gun, if he kills his neighbor, he is getting punished for that. What is the difference? He is killing at border also, and he is killing somebody at his village maybe.
On behalf of his nation.
So this come under good and bad action, not akarma.
No. Yeah, good and bad. I mean,
Killing a soldier of an enemy, he is doing a very good action. It is not a karma.
so who is deciding what is good and what is bad?
Pardon?
Who decided what is good and what is bad? Government.
Moment, whatever.
Because
is
otherwise, why government is awarding,
yes.
That is karma.
and at the same time, the same person is being punished.
That is the karma.
That
So
is-
what is a karma then?
Yes.
So what is the
This
karma then?
same action. Action is there. Akarma is not inaction. Inaction means not doing anything. Action is there. But when we do that action on behalf of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, that becomes inaction. Then Krishna is responsible for
I
that.
think when a soldier is killed,
Yes.
In that sense, that is
Thinking
the
of Krishna.
ultimate.
In that
A karma in that sense is the ultimate.
And
where we have to
we will
reach.
see
We are not
the
reached
same
there
thing
as
Krishna.
yet.
Let's cut just another 5-10 minutes we'll take today. Maybe this one shloka we will cover. What Krishna is saying. This one example, easy to understand that because the soldier, he is working as per the instruction, as per the order of government, and because of that, he is free from reaction of killing, right? Because he is working on behalf of government, and government is responsible for that killing. Because government has ordered him to kill.
मैं एक बात बोलूँ इसमें?
Yes.
प्रभु जी, अगर कोई विलेजर है और वो भी जाके आर्मी में एनलिस्ट नहीं करता है लेकिन जाके दुश्मनों से लड़ता है तो उसके लिए स्पेशल केस गवर्नमेंट देगा अगर वो कुछ बहादुरी करेगा तो आई मीन इट विल बी अ स्पेशल केस राइट दैट ही हैज डन अ गुड डीड बट ही इज नॉट अंडर द गवर्नमेंट ही इज नॉट एन एनलिस्टेड सोल्जर राइट I mean, this person is not enlisted under the government. He is not fighting for the nation, under the government.
Maybe
as such.
some exceptional cases, but as for rule and regulation, if you see somebody who is not in army, if he goes on border,
कुछ
he will
villages
be
होते हैं ना
captured.
जो क्योंकि लड़ते हैं और villages भी कुछ घुस जाते हैं.
Those are maybe some general principles, general rules. If you talk about general rule, maybe some exception, but most of the time, even if you go on border right now, you'll be captured. You will not awarded.
नहीं मैं बोल रही हूँ जब ये लोग जो है that is सकर्म कि उसने सोचा कि अच्छा कर्म है इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ. अब जो सोल्जर है वो सोच रहा है कि मेरे गवर्नमेंट ने मुझे बताया है इसलिए वो कर रहा है.
Anyway, what we are trying to understand that if we follow the instruction, if we work for the government, we are not responsible. Then government is responsible, right? So similarly here, akarma means yes.
Actually, we can look at this way. When there is a war, although fight कौन कर रहा है, soldiers कर रहे हैं, but the credit and discredit goes to the government.
Yes.
Right. So in
Yeah,
that case,
that is-
they are neither. Don't take it literal ways. but-
No. Don't go to the example or the literal words. What I'm saying, these are many examples we discuss about. Even we discuss about when you are using a stick and killing a snake. Then ultimately, the person is responsible, not the stick. The stick is just an instrument, right? And working under the instruction of the person. So the person is responsible. Similarly, if we become an instrument in the hands of God, we follow His instruction, what Krishna is saying, how Krishna is saying, then that action
is the best.
is inaction. That action does not bring any kind of sinful reaction in our life. We become liberated. Like Arjuna, earlier he was thinking good, bad, from his own perspective. If I kill, that is bad. If I do not kill, that is good. But then later on, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he realized that, because from my point of view, something is good, something is bad. But that good and bad both are binding. Both are binding. Both will bring some kinds of suffering or enjoyment in my life. But ultimately, I will be here in material world. So finally, he decided, now I will follow Krishna's instruction. So that is, now Krishna will take responsibility. Akarma.
सर ग्रामर में प्रभु जी अकर्मक क्रिया और सकर्मक क्रिया अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो और अच्छे से समझ में आएगा.
Okay. Now here, now just we will close by Karmani akarmaya pashed akarmani cha karmaya sa buddhiman manushyesu sa yukta krishna karma krit. One who sees inaction in action. Here, this is jugglery, huh? One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. And he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. This is very important, and this point you will understand. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction, he is an intelligent person. What does it mean? One who is doing activity, but he is not doing for his selfish motives. He is not doing for his personal sense enjoyment. He is doing for Krishna. So Prabhupada has given beautiful. A person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are all performed for Krishna, therefore he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society, even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna. Like devotees, they are engaged in all sorts of activity. Externally, you will see there is no difference between activities of devotees and non-devotees. They are engaged in all sorts of activities, like I told, like doing job and everything. But it's not the action, but the intention behind that. One is working for sense gratification, for personal enjoyment, and one is working for the pleasure of Krishna in a Krishna conscious mood.
So here Nishkam Karam is equivalent to Akaram?
Yes. Akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear so that the resultant action may not be stumbling block on the path of self-realization, but the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Because everything is done for Krishna, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of this service. This is a very important line. So if we are doing for Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, do we get any kind of enjoyment? Because we also need enjoyment. And materialistic people, they are also working for enjoyment. So here, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of his service. So when we are doing pleasing Krishna, it's not that we are not getting any kind of enjoyment. The enjoyment we are getting, that enjoyment is transcendental enjoyment, which is beyond this material world. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. Understand? We can never be desireless. Like here Prabhupada is giving an example that impersonalists, they think that desire is the only problem, or this material world or this activity is the problem. So they give up activity. They try to become desireless. But we can never be desireless. Only we can redirect our desire to Krishna. Instead of material desire, we can direct our desire to Krishna. That's very easy. We cannot stop desire. A real desirelessness means desiring for Krishna. So that is what Prabhupada saying, the sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. Yes? So when we try to work and please Krishna, so instead of doing all activities, we become free from all sinful reactions, bondage, and at the same time, we enjoy transcendental enjoyment is there. So never fear, like sometimes people think, oh, if I take shelter of Krishna, if I start following Krishna's instruction, there will be no enjoyment. You will have much better enjoyment. And that enjoyment which will help you to get liberated from this conditioning, from this material conditioning or material way of life. Yes. Yes, sarve samarambha karma sankalpa. Now, we will next session, because now next 5 shlokas, Krishna is going to discuss that people in this consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, how they work. And after that, for the topics are there. So today, anyway, got deviated with so many other things. Otherwise, it's beautiful subject matter, right? So law of karma, we should understand. So, just to conclude, whatever is happening in our life, either it is good or bad from our perspective, instead of asking this, why bad things happen to me or in my life, why bad things happen to me, what we should ask? We should ask
how I can overcome this. Make me
how
stronger.
good people behave in such situations. Like Krishna is giving example, no? So we should always see whatever is happening now how to respond that. How we should behave in this situation instead of asking why this is happening to me. Because we know that law of karma is working. So whatever happened, that is fine. Okay, we should take learning from there. Now how should we behave in this situation? That is more important. Means being in present and now acting in such a way so that we can face the current situation positively and make a better future. I just wanted to discuss a beautiful story you know all about, like Parikshit Maharaj. He got cursed that he will die within 7 days. How was his response? He was the king of the whole earth. Anybody in our case, if we just get to know that within 7 days I will die, what we will do? Huh? Let us enjoy as much we can. This kind of mentality is there. That, oh, now let us enjoy as much because now 7 days only left. And he was the king. And even as per Srimad Bhagavatam, he was capable enough to counter curse or to nullify the reaction of this curse. He could have very easily get free from that reaction or that curse. But he accepted it. He said, no, this is Lord's plan. I have committed some mistake and I must be punished for that. When he got to know that he is going to die within 7 days, he was not at all worried. He said, okay, that is good. I did some mistake and I must be punished for that. And then he inquired from the saintly people, what should I do? What is the duty of a person who is on the verge of death? And Shukadeva Goswami is answering. So how we should behave? So Shukadeva Goswami, again, good discussion is there. But ultimately, what he suggested, take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Hear about Krishna and get liberated. So that is what he did. All 7 days without any disturbance. Even in between, Shukadeva Goswami was asking, do you want some break? You want to take something, some water, maybe some. He said, no, just keep on, go on. So, like in life, whatever is going on, whatever is happening, we don't have too much. Of course, we have some needs, we have to take care of that, but we have to also understand that our prime goal is that is a spiritual advancement. So instead of getting deviated from all such things, we should focus on this first. That should be our first priority. That is the biggest achievement. Otherwise, in spite of having everything, like Jesus Christ says that if you lose your soul, what is the use of getting the whole world if you lose your soul? So if we lose this opportunity of a spiritual advancement, doesn't matter how much materially advanced we are. So we should take shelter of Krishna. I have taken extra time today. Let's chant. And with this prayerful mode, Krishna, please engage me in your service and let me serve you, following your instructions. Whatever time, whatever intelligence, whatever I have, that is by your mercy, let me just engage in your service. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakti. Every morning 6:30, no 6:15, we do japa session, right? This one round of chanting we do together online. This is online, so I request if you join it, whatever we are doing, this is study, right? And this morning session, chanting, especially this japa session we do, and then we do 5 minutes discussion or any specific related to japa, how we should chant, how we can improve the quality of chanting, how we can advance in this. So that we do every morning 6:15, and link is there in group. So if you join this, you will see changes in life, transformation, right? So by chanting we take shelter of Krishna, and then by mercy of Krishna we advance. All these qualities we are discussing here in Bhagavad Gita, understanding, that will be there with us if we chant sincerely with right understanding. So I request all of you, please, just 15 minutes. You start your day with chanting the holy name and 5 minutes of discourse. That will help you to keep yourself spiritually strong throughout the day. Thank you.
रेणुका माता जी जो बहुत अच्छे से chanting कर रही है, she is regularly attending these sessions in the morning, and she says that really gives her a good boost for the entire day also.
Yeah, because this consciousness is very, very important. When we start our day with the right consciousness instead of some negative thoughts, better start your day with positive chanting and hearing about Lord, then you will remain Krishna conscious throughout the day. And this sincerity will help us to advance. We have to develop, we have to be enthusiastic enough. Any field, if you want to grow, if you want to advance, then enthusiasm is the first key. And this shows our enthusiasm, that early morning we are waking up, not very early morning, 6:15 is, we wake up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock every day. And it's not difficult, I'm telling you, and this morning hours, very powerful. Even in any walk of life you want to succeed, then these are the habits which will help you, right? We will discuss later, but anybody personally wants to discuss about, we can discuss, but let's try and participate in this. Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladaladaine Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Nito Narsingha Parato Narsingha Yato yato yami tato narsingha Mahir narsingha Hridaye narsingha Narasimhamadi Sharanam Prapati Kamakara Kamalapare Nata Adbhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhinam Keshavadita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jai Prahlad Maharaj Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan Jaya Jagannath Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jai Gauranitai Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much everyone, and I'm sorry I have taken much time today, in fact almost half an hour. Thank you, Hare Krishna.